Hold on, I ain't know I was muted. All right, there we go. All right, we good. I had to make sure the audio was good. Let me see. All right, let's go YouTube. We got Terzu. Our wolves overpowered. You feel me? The last animal video I did was probably what 3 months ago or something like that. On animals, I think I could beat in a fight. So you feel me? Let's get some background knowledge and everything on this before. I mean, I plan on doing another one of those, to be honest. But let's get a little background knowledge and everything. Y'all like the other video animal related video? So
at the
here
height
we are
of
with
the
another
Ice
one.
Age, the Tundra server was filled with incredibly overpowered beasts. Smilodon's Saber Fang perk enabled it to one-shot nearly any other player in the game. The short-faced bear was seemingly invincible, being the largest carnivorous mammal build of all time. And the cave hyena had an absurdly powerful bite force, able to crack bones and tear incredible amounts of flesh with every bite. Yet, of the Ice Age's top predators, the one which proved to be the most resilient and indeed the most successful was the wolf. Even though wolves are nowhere near as massive or as powerful
They
as
travel
these
in
other
packs,
Ice Age
man.
monsters, today the wolf build is practically synonymous with ferocity and hunting prowess. But what is it about wolves that made them such a force of nature? Today we'll find out.
Endurance. They got a lot of endurance.
So wolves are part of the carnivoran archetype, which became popular during the Miocene update. The main perk of this archetype is something called carnassial teeth, a trait which greatly improves the ability of carnivorous builds to
Hold on, where's my
consume
camera
food.
at? I want to make sure I'm not blocking nothing. Make sure it's at the bottom. All right, we good.
Rather than needing to swallow things whole or mercilessly slam dunking the daylights out of things until they fall apart, carnassial teeth enable the player to bite off small chunks of meat.
No,
which
real
might seem
talk
like a
though.
small
Animals
thing.
that just swallow their food whole is crazy. Like snakes, you don't even get to enjoy your food for real. You just yeah, bro. Like, you don't even get to
Really,
enjoy
it
your
opens
food.
up tons of new opportunities for carnivorous playstyles, including for scavenging carcasses and for sharing larger kills.
You just
among
eating
teammates. The
just to
carnivore
survive for
archetype is
real.
split into two main factions,
You're not even enjoying their
feliforms and
food.
caniforms. There are a ton of differences between these two, but I'll try and simplify them into how the differences play out.
Wait, hold
in
on. What they
practice.
say? Carnivorians, bear, skunk, dog, wolf, cat, mongoose, lion. Oh, okay.
Practice. At their core, feliforms are adapted to being hypercarnivorous ambush predators, whereas caniforms are more generalist in nature. This is most obvious in
So what
their
is it,
snouts,
canines
which have
versus
different shapes
felines?
and lengths. Caniforms
Because I
tend
think
to
that's
have
what
longer,
cats
less
are
compact
called,
snouts.
felines.
This enables them to carry a wide range of different types of teeth, suited for a more omnivorous playstyle. You have some teeth for dealing damage, some for shearing meat, some for crunching bones or nuts, and even some for chewing on plant fibers. Meanwhile, feliforms have shorter snouts, enabling them to have a higher bite force, but limiting them to pretty much only having teeth meant for either dealing damage or shearing off.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
The longer caniform snout
I've really
gives them other
underestimated
advantages too. The larger nasal
zebras.
cavity
I
enables
can't
them
lie
to
to
breathe
you.
more
I
efficiently
underestimated
and intake
zebras a
more
lot.
oxygen. This gives caniform builds much greater stamina, enabling them to
Once
run
I
for much greater
searched up
distances
how
without tiring.
powerful
It
their
also
kick is, I
facilitates
said,
a vastly
damn.
superior sense of smell,
I don't want no
which
smoke.
enables them to track prey, scavenge
Look
for
at
food,
wolves,
and
bro.
find
They're
teammates.
so
So it
adorable.
makes sense why just about every feliform build is an ambush predator, whereas caniforms can be anything from acrobatic marine builds to slow, tanky herbivores. Focusing more specifically on wolves, though, pretty much everything I've said so far about the caniform build applies here. But for a more in-depth analysis, let's take a look at the wolf's base stats. So, as
Yeah.
ferocious as wolves are thought to be, their power stat is fairly mid for an apex predator. Wolves aren't really going to be one-shotting anything larger than a rabbit with their bite attacks. And due to the non-retractability of their claws, they aren't going to be doing much damage with their paw swipe either. And yet, taking out players above their own weight class is a signature aspect of the wolf's strategy. This is typically done
'Cause
by
they
chaining
smart.
strings of bite attacks
got
together
brains.
in order to inflict the bloodlust status condition, which drains the target's health.
You gotta
and
hit 'em where it's
stamina over
crucial
time.
at.
When executed
Hit 'em
properly
in their
by
vital
a pack
points.
of wolves, this can bring down basically anything, no matter how large the target. But obviously, since this is not a quick process, there's a lot of room for mistakes. So
Yeah.
let's see how wolves handle taking damage rather than dealing it. So due to their lower defense stat, wolves are going to be mostly relying on their agility to avoid damage. They aren't totally defenseless. Their thick fur and general bulk does allow them to absorb a few blows if necessary, but it's mostly there for warmth, not combat. Their stealth stat is a similar story. Their gray fur overcoat does offer a moderate stealth bonus, but is primarily there for warmth and can be easily spotted except against a few specific backgrounds. As I sort of mentioned during the segment about caniform versus feliform builds, the perception stat is central to the wolf's game plan. Their ability to track scents is quite literally one of the best in the game, able to detect smells from miles away. But their top-tier perception stat doesn't end at olfaction. Their sense of hearing is also exceptionally powerful.
Okay.
While many players believe the cat's hearing is superior, in reality they
Yeah,
are
about to say, I
roughly
Googled
equivalent
some.
in terms of pure sensitivity, but are fine-tuned for different purposes.
That's
Cats
exactly
are
what I
much
had
better at
Googled
sensing
to see.
higher-pitched sounds, allowing them to detect hidden prey nearby, such as the sound of a mouse breathing under the leaf litter. Wolves are better at sensing low rumbling sounds, meaning they can discern the location of larger prey from miles away. And the same is true for their eyesight. The cat's slitted pupils allow to strike smaller targets with perfect accuracy, but are not as useful as the wolf's large circular pupils for locking onto prey from a long distance. And as I've already alluded to, the wolf's above
So they got
average
long-range
intelligence stat
accuracy.
enables some excellent options for teamwork and pack hunting. They can communicate and coordinate over great distances using their howl ability. The combination of teamwork and extremely powerful perception abilities allows wolves to control massive territories. We'll get more in depth into their hunting tactics in a bit. Mobility
Can you own
is
a
their
pet wolf?
second high-
Let me see. Like, can you own a wolf? A raccoon? Why would you want to own a raccoon? There are hybrids, but actually, wolf, no, damn it. That sucks. So, you know, the closest thing that we can get to a wolf is, what's the name of that damn dog? I can't think of the dog right now.
stat, and this greatly assists in their ability to defeat players in higher weight classes. Simply put, wolves have an incredible amount of stamina, and can run for longer distances than pretty much anything it could ever encounter.
Yeah.
This makes sense, as being able to sense prey from a great distance wouldn't do much good if you had no ability to run them down. So, when you add all of this up, just how effective of a build is the wolf? It really does come down to how effective their pack hunting abilities are. If you were to strip all of that away, I actually think
What's the
wolf
biggest
would
a
be
wolf
mid
can get?
at
That's what I
best.
wanna know.
Their power stat is way below average for an apex predator, being more in line with that of a scavenger or generalist build. There's no way a lone wolf is bringing down one of the Tundra server's many tanky herbivores.
Yeah.
Yet, as a player, if all you want to do is grief smaller mammal builds like rabbits and squirrels, you're really better off playing as a smaller can of
Nobody want no damn
like a
squirrel.
fox or a mink. In order to get the most out of a wolf's
want the big
kit,
dogs.
you need to maximize the utilization of the wolf's perception and stamina perks, which are most effective at tracking and hunting larger herbivores. So, wolves really are stuck working together. They'd be wasting their potential hunting only smaller builds, but aren't powerful enough to solo a large herbivore. Their kit only makes sense when viewed through the lens of pack hunting.
Yeah.
And indeed, the lethality of the wolf's pack hunting tactics is undeniable.
It's an ad?
Through coordinated attacks and clever kiting, wolves are able to prove that their squads are much more cohesive than that of their targets, and split vulnerable members off from their teammates. And at that point, it really is just a waiting game. Now, it's worth noting that even in a group, it's often still too risky to just recklessly attack a tanky herbivore. Wolf mains tend to only attack a fleeing target, so as long as they hold their ground, they shouldn't take damage. But as they tire from fending off bluff strikes, and as their teammates get further and further away, most players will eventually try and make a break for it. And this is where the wolf pack will start dealing damage.
Yes,
By taking
sir.
turns attacking their back end repeatedly, they'll eventually inflict the bloodlust status effect, which slowly drains the target's HP, leading to a guaranteed game over, at which point the entire pack splits the loot. This is overpowered in and of itself, but where it really gets broken is when you re-examine the same tactic through the wolf-human team combo. Because all of the things
Wolf-human
that make the
team
wolf's
combo.
pack hunting work actually function even more effectively when paired with a human. Humans and wolves are similar in that both are exceptional distance runners, allowing them to naturally keep pace with each other and avoid slowing each other down.
Okay.
But in addition to having similar perks, they also cover
Yeah, they got more like, you know, raw strength, but you know what we like in raw strength, we pack in, like, you feel me, weapons.
each other's weaknesses and fill in the biggest gaps in each other's hunting strategy. Humans lack the same perception stat that wolves have. While they can use their intelligence to sort of supplement their weak sense of hearing and smell, there's really no substitute to just having a teammate who can lock onto a scent at a great distance and never lose it. But why do wolves need humans?
We got
You may
IQ.
remember, when wolves hunt, they can oftentimes reach an impasse due to their lack of ability to quickly deal lethal damage. Humans do not have this limitation. They
Facts.
can easily break the stalemate using one of their projectile weapons. The same is true on defense. The wolf's sensory abilities can detect the approach of a dangerous enemy and alert the humans of the impending threat, a threat that wolves alone would struggle to drive away. And so domestic wolf and human hunter-gatherer players naturally made for an unstoppable force that lasted through multiple balance patches, including the end of the Ice Age and the beginning of the Anthropocene. Eventually, after spending so much time cooperating, many wolf players began speccing their characters specifically to better synergize with humans, such as a passive mental health regen aura, and higher intelligence and better communication abilities, which allowed them to handle more complicated commands, eventually renaming their build entirely from wolf to dog. And because of their optimization towards collaboration, even as humans transitioned away from their hunter-gatherer playstyle,
Now, what's that
dogs
big
still
dog?
remained
What
a
is,
relevant
what is the name of that thing? A mastiff or something? Let me see. Biggest dog breed. Great Danes. Which one get bigger? Irish Wolfhound? What's that? Yeah, the mastiff joint. Yeah. How big do these joints get? Damn. These joints get to 230 pounds? And like how tall? How strong are they? Yeah, like how strong are these things? So they got the third strongest bite force out of a dog. Okay.
and high-tier choice for their party comp. This isn't to say that the wolf's only good interspecies combo is with a human, though. Among the player base who remained wild, one solid combo is with the raven or crow. They will often seek out a wolf player and lead them to a carcass they'd found far away.
They really do that?
These POIs are usually hotly contested, and too competitive for a crow to capture by themselves. So, in exchange for leading the wolf there, the wolf will chase away the other players and share the remaining spoils with the bird.
Okay.
But anyway, in short, wolves broke the game by finding the perfect team comp and being the #1 choice of party member for the most overpowered build the game has ever seen. They were already debatably OP just hunting in wolf packs, but were at least sort of kept in check by their mid damage. But when that limitation is mitigated, their tracking and pursuit hunting abilities are truly unfair to play against. And that's why, despite me only giving wolves a rank of A tier on my painted tier list, when partnered up with humanity, they are legitimately broken.
I mean, yeah, because you got to think of it. Other than, like, hyenas, what animals really travel in a pack for real? I mean, like, lions, they travel in herds, I think, but I'm pretty sure as they get older, they separate from each other or something like that. So, really, I mean, yeah, if you can't outnumber them, it's going to be a long day.
Dogs the rank of S tier. Partnering up with other highly capable individuals is pretty much always the optimal strategy. And if you've followed my channel for any length of time, you've no doubt heard me talk about my favorite team combo, Nebula. Nebula is a streaming...
this is an ad. That's where we get up out of here. Yo, hope y'all enjoyed the video. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Peace out, boys.